Guten Tag! Heute mache ich Käsebrötchen. Today I am making cheese bread rolls. These delicious bread rolls are nice and soft to the touch, but nice and crisp with the cheese that's melted on top and browned to perfection. They're so good and so delicious and so simple to make at home, and I'll show you just my recipe. So let's get started. Los geht's! Okay, so for making our Käsebrötchen, our cheese bread rolls, first and foremost, I'm going to start by making the dough. So I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour here, and then I have my yeast and my water. So I'm just going to put everything in the bowl here. I'm going to add about half a cup of warm water, but not hot. So it's really important. I don't want it to be too hot. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And now it's just time to stir everything together. So I just want to make sure to mix until it's well incorporated. You could also use a mixer for this, but you know, nothing like a wooden spoon in a bowl. So basically we want to mix it until the dough is completely come together. And as you will see, it will stop sticking to the sides of the bowls. And that's what we want. So now I will take it to my board and start to knead it. So I'm just going to clear a little space here, dust it with a little bit of flour, and dust my hands with a little bit of flour too, and then just pour my dough onto my workspace. Set the bowl aside, and now it's time to knead. So I want to knead my dough for at least 7 to 10 minutes until it's nicely incorporated and nice and smooth. And then once I'm done kneading my dough, I'm going to let it rise for about 1 hour, cover it with a damp kitchen towel, and leave it at a warm place for it to rise. And then it'll be time to start shaping our delicious Käsebrötchen, our cheese bread rolls. So good. Okay, so I finished kneading my dough and I let it rise for 1 hour, and then once it was done resting for an hour, I shaped it into my delicious brötchen. So, and then it's been resting now for another 15 minutes, and as you can see, they look great. So what I'm going to do is I have 1 egg yolk that I have here, and to that I'm going to add just a little bit of water and just whisk it together. And this is going to be the base that I put on each brötchen before I add my delicious cheese. You can't have Käsebrötchen without the cheese, right? All right, that looks good. So I have some cheese that I've already grated, and you can use whatever your favorite cheese is. This is a really basic cheese like mozzarella, so whatever cheese you love, that is the cheese that you coat your Käsebrötchen. But one thing that I find is just make sure that you really cover the brötchen. We really wanted to know that this is Käsebrötchen. So what I'm going to do is just press down each of my bread just a little bit, but not too much because I still want them to be nice and big. So, but I'm just going to cover them nicely with our delicious egg wash here. This one's an extra big one. It seems to happen like that. Sometimes I can get them all even, but every once in a while I have one that's a little bit bigger than the rest. All right, that looks great. Now it's time to add our Käse, our cheese. So I am gonna go liberally with the cheese because this is cheese bread. So what I'm gonna do is just place a big mound right on top there, and then just try and bunch it together. Because one of the most beautiful things with Käsebrötchen, I mean, the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, yeah. I see why my husband likes these, because, you know, they're covered with cheese, and it's like a little breakfast pizza without the marinara sauce, you know? So I'm just coating each one with a bunch of cheese. And what is amazing is when it falls off on the side, it actually creates a nice crispy type brown cheese, and it's so good. It's like when the pizza has like the cheese on the crust. So good. Okay, so now I'm just gonna keep on covering them just like that. And add to this last one here. Beautiful. And what's great about this recipe is depending on how many you need, you can double it, you can triple it, you can quadruple it, whatever it takes to feed your family and friends. But this is just enough for mine tonight. Okay, that looks great. As you can see, they are quite cheesy. Das ist Käsebrötchen, oder? This is cheese bread rolls, what? So now I'm going to pop them in the oven. My oven has been preheating during the 15-minute second rise time on 180 degrees Celsius. They're going to bake until they're nice and golden, and then we will have our delicious Käsebrötchen. Okay, so my Käsebrötchen has been baking and it smells so good. It's time to take it out of the oven. Oh wow, check that out. Das ist Käsebrötchen. Wirklich viele Käse. So this is truly Käsebrötchen because as you can see, I mean, I put a lot of cheese on there, so they are quite cheesy, but I'm really stoked because they look so good, and honestly, the cheese and the bread is such a great combo, and better to have a little more than a little too little. So anyway, but thank you so much for checking out this video on how to make Käsebrötchen, how to make delicious cheese bread rolls. They came out nice and soft, but perfectly crispy on top. So good. I hope you give them a try for yourself in your home kitchen. And until the next video, I can't wait to see you next time. See ya!